no place on earth where friends can prove their worth. But in Hilo, my hometown, Hilo, my hometown, more than Hilo, my hometown.
Hello everyone and welcome to Talk Story Hula is Life. I'm McKenna Maduli, and as always, so incredibly grateful to be sharing this time and space with all of you. Mahalo nui for tuning in. If there is one thing we get super excited about each year as we celebrate hula season, it's the fashion that surrounds the current #1 cultural festival in the nation, the Merrie Monarch Festival. From Ho'ike Night to Miss Aloha Hula to Kahiko Pa'u skirts and lei to Awana Night in all her glory, we are here to see the creativity of each humuhula come alive. And over the next hour, we get to wala'au with some of the first native Hawaiian fashion designers who've helped create some of those looks, as well as learn from a hula what goes behind the fashion in the hula. Before we begin, please say aloha to my one tita hula band, Kopua Kalua.
Aloha, tita.
So one tita hula band, you're in the Merrie Monarch house band. You are busy.
Just a little.
Just a little. Thank you for being here. You ready?
For having me.
Yeah. You ready for all the things?
The madness.
I'm super.
Festivities, yes.
The festivities.
It's truly an honor.
It really, really is. All right. So to get us into the hula mood, everybody take a look at this. Every year on the final night of the Merrie Monarch Hula competition in the Edith Kanakaole Stadium, the beautiful smell of fresh lei, the adornments of jewels, the placement of flowers weaved carefully in an arrangement, the beautiful costumes that are worn. They take the audience both in the stadium and at home worldwide watching to a certain time and space. You're transported to that era. That island. The story of that mele. But how are the costumes chosen? We talk story with some visionaries behind that question, and wala'au with some of the first native Hawaiian women in Hawaii's fashion industry. In this Hula is Life, fashion in the hula. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. You know, my first guest is a fashion queen. She began designing at a very young age, and by 8 years old, she knew she wanted to be in fashion. In the early 80s, she began with her unique style of applique designs at Liberty House, and she continued her career paving the way for many of today's young fashion designers here in our Lahui. Here she is, the one and only Monarch. Isn't that so fun watching all that hula and the fashion and the costumes?
It's like a reunion.
It is. And we talk about you wanting to know, you knew at 8 years old, but you started dancing hula at a young age, and I got to imagine that's helped inspired a lot of your designs.
Hula has been there for the whole time I've been designing, so it's part of my life.
Yeah, when did you start?
Well, you know, I knew I wanted to be a designer because my mom used to bring home all those, you know, those light magazines that had a lot of fashion in there. And then I started dancing hula. My debut was on Kapilani stage, you know, for summer fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I just knew I wanted to be on stage, so that took place. I I danced for,
You have. We have so many wonderful photos of you that you are with some of the best of the best. You were in a very close relationship with Tihati, with Jack and Shaw, as well as designing costumes for them. Tell me a little bit about all the Waikiki show days.
Well, I started dancing with Tavanas, and then I, started dancing with Tihatis. And, life in Waikiki was really fun. There were a lot of shows that we could go to, and check out all the other shows. It was like a big happy family, and that was it's a long gone era.
I know.
All the girls used to see each other in the show, Le Boom Boom, Jim Neighbors, Don Ho.
That's you with Brickwood Galateria and Debbie Nakani. That's you and Debbie right there with Brickwood Galateria, Marlene Sai.
That was fun.
So from hula and all this, you pivoted into, what was your first design? I believe it was it a actual blanket? Was that?
Yes, when I started with the applique, my cousin Ipo found a couple quilt design, and she gave it to me because I was complaining I don't have time to, kui the couple quilts. So I just went ahead and made the design and
look at that. And this is actually your second craft fair, and I'm going to talk to everyone over the next hour about this, because craft fairs have become a totally different thing in Hilo now. They are just everywhere, right? They're all over the place. So tell me about your first experience going going to Hilo.
Well, going to Hilo as a design, dancing on stage?
Yeah, no, not dancing on stage. When you went for Merrie Monarch.
Oh my gosh, that was craft fairs. Now they call them pop-ups. But craft fair, had the craft fair right there, that big park right on Front Street. And rain or shine, you had to set up everything, and it was fun because everybody came, and I got to meet a lot of people that and watch the latest in Hawaiian fashion. So I just kind of stuck to my thing, and I just loved it, and I still do.
Well, let's talk about your thing, because you, as well as many of the designers of this specific time that you guys all had this really special applique a style that you did. And we have some photos of your drawings that where you would draw things, and you really, it was just the 80s, I got to imagine, started a movement of what these mu'u looked like, and you really weren't calling them mu'u at the time. You just called them, was it the new Hawaiian dress?
Well, they started off as mu'us, mu'us, and then my designs kind of like started replicating into dresses, because it was basically, sheath dresses with Hawaiian designs on it, and I liked it. And
and you said, I liked it. And I gotta tell you, there's so many people watching at home right now as we get ready to watch the beautiful Oana night of the competition who probably have one of your designs that over the years. So gosh, what is that? When did you start? In the 80s? My goodness.
Yeah, so definitely 83, 84 is when I started doing the applique. Wow. Prior to that, I was designing Polynesian pareo fabric. Oh.
Yeah, and these are all, I want to talk about, this special design of what you did, because look at this, and it's so great. It's funny now, we see all the mu'uistas, right, that are all now collecting these all over. They want to wear these vintage designs. But each of these, if you could tell the mo'olelo of the prints.
So wood rose is my first design. Yeah, the wood rose, and then we had Lokelani.
And so you hand cut. What's the process for this? Look at that's Ethereum right there.
Yeah, that's the Ethereum. My customers, they have a vision, and I would try to recreate that vision. Otherwise, that's the Rosalani right there.
And you really
went. That's the Pikake.
So beautiful, so wonderful. Yeah. And then from there, you transitioned. I know at that time, it probably was just weddings and musicians and all. You just started designing for everyone.
I think the design, mu'u itself, it lends itself to. Whatever the designer puts out, there's a customer for you out there. There's a designer for every customer in Hawaii.
Oh my goodness, it really, really is. And it's really nice. And when we come back, I'll ask you the question of what it's like to watch the elevation of Hawaiian fashion here, because it is
let's
definitely.
Do that.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3, Hula Band. Take us to break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Kitchen Scraps is excited to spotlight.
This is Hawaii News Now.
Tonight's top story. Who can stay still the longest, Steph?
Bruh, don't even blink.
Watch local news, first alert weather, and documentaries for free on your H&N streaming app.
Get ready, Kale. They're coming back.
Is an H&N investigation?
Download your H&N streaming app now.
If you go a little beyond the beach, you'll discover the spirit of the islands that's been here all along. Art, music, dance, language, food, and people. The Polynesian Cultural Center. Plan your adventure.
Paisha Hawaii is a third-generation, family-owned company whose ties to the islands date back to World War II. We offer the broadest scope of ocean transportation services between Hawaii and the mainland. And we take pride in supporting our local businesses and communities where we live and work. For our Paisha Hawaii Ohana, serving Hawaii is our business.
I didn't know how I'd be able to give back to my community, but it feels like a kuleana. The Sustainable Science Management Program at the UH Community Colleges has shown me how powerful it is to blend Ike Kupuna with modern day science. So if you don't think that college is for you, I hope you know it will give you the support to be able to find your purpose, not just for yourself, but also for Hawaii.
Yes, those days. Welcome back to Talk Story, everyone. Hula is life, fashion in the hula. Here now with designer Monarch. And you know, I forgot to talk about this in the first break, but a lot of the fashion stuff too, you were a pa'u writer for a long time.
I was.
Talk about that fashion and how it's inspired you as well.
That's another era in itself. You know, I started off dancing with Private Mounted, and the designer then was Alan Aquino, was actually in that Private Mounted group, and you know, I luckily I got to work for him for a bit. But you know, the monarchy era was coming out, and Private Mounted, pa'u was a thing, and then I wrote pa'u. You know, they all have an influence as a designer. You don't know it then, but then when you start designing, when you're looking for inspiration, you sometimes just go back, and, you know, and think about what has gotten you where you're at, and that helps.
Right, and this is really truly about legacy right now, because we're seeing a lot of that. And those inspirations, maybe for you, growing up here in Hawaii, who are some of the designers that you maybe followed?
Well, definitely, you know, Alan, Aquina, and of course, Nakeu.
Of course.
And Joan Anderson was a very lovely woman. I loved her. She had a wonderful Hawaiian heart. Baba Kea.
Wow.
Love her. My mom loved her too.
So what's it like now? And I'm gonna talk to Auntie Danine about this too. Just seeing now, you know, there's a few of you at that time for Native Hawaiian women coming up. It's so wonderful. I think we went to New York a couple years ago to see the first fashion week, and then you've inspired this next generation of pop-ups. How does that feel?
Well, it's, you know, life is changing. I mean, now that we have, you know, the internet, there's a lot of access to design, inspirations. I mean, I'm old school, you know, like, you know, you get the book and you write it out, and then, you know, you get the pattern. I'm still learning.
So now, I think nowadays what you're alluding to is a lot of it's digital now, right? A lot of things that happen and get put on.
You know, I'm working towards there, but I feel more comfortable, you know, hands-on.
Yeah.
I love the feel of creating, you know, from the ground up.
There you go. And we will talk more about a new launch that's happening in a little bit. Want to take it back to Hilo now as we talk about designing for the stage of Merrie Monarch. And we have a few photos of this that you got to do. What's this like, the collaboration that happens between a Kumu Hula and you as you're designing for this?
Oh, from the very beginning, you know, they have a vision. And I try to, you know, go along with their vision, but, you know, I usually do, you know, ask them, you know, researching their song, what's the meaning. I talk to the, you know, the if it's a Miss Aloha Hula, what does she see? What does she feel? Otherwise, the kumu has, the prerogative to create what they see, and it's just, I'm just like a vessel trying to create what they want, and if I'm lucky, they love it. So far, I've been very lucky.
Very lucky. Something that I love that I've explained last year, talking about like soloists too, you got to design something, and I want to show everybody right now. You actually were really good friends with her grandma, but last year you did your niece's Miss Aloha Hula performance, and that was the applique. But then what is so beautiful is that there was this great photo, and it'll come up in just a second, of you and her grandmother that were friends, and I love seeing
she's
that.
my cousin.
Oh, you guys are cousins.
Yeah, I'll never hear the end of it. She's my first and oldest cousin, so let's get
and there
that
she
straight.
is. I told Pomana last night, I was like, I'm going to print this on my vision board for inspiration, because it's just so much, and I love that era. You have just had a beautiful career. Let's talk about some of the things you look forward to. You made my beautiful dress. Thank you so much. What can everyone expect? We're in a one night. People are going to wonder, where is Pomana Crab?
Well, what you're wearing is, part of the collection, and that's going to be my ready to wear.
Love it.
And, summertime, we're going to do a launch. And then after that, it'll be a ride.
Yeah.
So
and
I invite everyone to come and join me.
A roller coaster ride with Pomana Crab.
Yes.
Say 40 years from now, we have a lot of designers who are going to be sitting across from someone else in this chair. And how do you hope Hawaiian fashion continues, specifically this style? This goes so deep with our culture. I have a tutu's blanket. Do you have one with the prints? But where do you hope 40 years from now Hawaiian fashion is?
Well, it's what we see is what we get, and my hope is always the designers now, everybody has their muse, they have their resources. It's going to evolve. I mean, it's evolved since the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, 40 years from now, we'll probably have, I don't know, spacesuits out of Lauae or something, or, like Lauae imagery.
Oh.
But, I just hope that all the designers that are out there just, know where your roots are and design to your heart's content, because, some of us are traditional, some are avant-garde. There's quite a few designers out there. They see their vision of Hawaii, and it still imparts, the Hawaiian culture. And that's all we can ask.
There you go. Thank you so much. I've spent so much time with you over the last couple of weeks, and I just adore you. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Love you more. All right, take us to break, Kapua. Thank you. So fun.
How can we malama the big things if we don't malama the little things first?
10 years ago, you could walk in the Nahele, and it was alive with the voices of native birds, like Akikiki, Akike'e, Kirikiu, and Akohekohe. Today, these birds are on the brink of extinction. The Nature Conservancy and our partners are working to save them by restoring habitat and using new technologies. Join us, help us resist extinction.
Welcome to Lehua Jewelers, family-owned and now celebrating our 40th anniversary. Trusted by the Merrie Monarch Festival to make and present the Miss Aloha Hula bracelet, hand-cut letters, real glass enamel, and hand-engraved designs dedicated to quality, beauty, and personal service to our community. Let Lehua Jewelers handcraft your next custom piece of Hawaiian heirloom jewelry. Visit us in Kamuela or online at lehuajewelers.com.
From above, it's just a building. But here, Olelo Hawaii lives. It resounds. It's studied. It's carried forward. At Kahakaula o Ke'elikolani, the College of Hawaiian Language at UH Hilo, our future is shaped through the language and worldview of Hawaii. If you've ever felt called to learn more deeply, to be part of something larger, start your journey here.
Aloha shirt, aloha style, amu'umu'u, make you smile. Go holo holo dane waikiki, manuheli for me.
Whoa! I don't know if I can stop that. back to Talk Story. Hula is life fashion in the hula. My next guest is one of Hawaii fashion's most influential voices. Her eye for design, colorways, and styles have been a consistent part of our Hawaii lifestyle in fashion and stands strong today. She has so many wonderful qualities, incredibly talented, and I just adore her. Happy to have the beautiful founder of Manuheli. Please help me welcome Deneen Lunn. This show just keeps getting better. Hi.
Aloha.
Welcome. Thank you, sis, by the way, for that beautiful. Yeah. Where does that take you to, hearing your mele like that?
Yeah, that's all of our family members that wrote that song and just showed up and they did it, like on the fly, everybody just hanging out and what if I sing this verse? What if I sing this verse?
Oh my God.
And they made it up.
How
like,
fun.
In the KITV.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Then there, got it. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. I've been wanting to have you on the show since the inception. You were on Hulali on the red carpet, of course, for your fashion. But how does it feel to be here and just be, you saw Auntie Pomona Crab, we see all of our guests, just to be here amongst everybody?
Oh, very honored. I am very honored to be with all of these designers. Are all my idols.
Yeah. Let's talk about your beginnings, because you started and you told me a fabulous story that I want you to share with everyone at home about the early days of going to Merrie Monarch and doing pop-up surf craft fairs.
So when we started and we just had canvas bags and t-shirts.
Okay.
And we would go on the first flight to Hilo, the 5:15, get off, rent the car, load up the car, go to Ken's Pancake House, have a couple pancakes and eggs, get the sausage, and then go to Mo'oheo Park.
Wow.
And that was back in the day when there must have been like maybe 10, 15 of us that were just pushing along our little carts and carrying tents, and then we catch the last flight home.
Last flight back to Honolulu, and I can't imagine that it must have been a totally different time. Now, there, like we just said with Pomona, there's so many different craft fairs. You have had such a strong, successful fashion line here in our islands over the last few decades. What has been your secret to just being so consistent and successful? You're always creative. You're innovating all the time.
But I want to learn. So I'm always learning, and I'm always celebrating. And it just feels like every time you see something that you just love and you want to express, and the way we express it is through our art and through clothing and how to fill a void.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tell me about maybe what was the first thing that you ever designed?
A baby blanket.
Oh, there you go.
Baby blanket.
And these
diaper
were
bag.
commodities in the day.
Baby blanket, diaper bag, t-shirts, and our quilt patterns. But back in the day, early on, when I was trying to dress, and I was a 20-year-old girl trying to dress in something Hawaiian, it was strictly a mu'u. And I was just too young to wear a mu'u.
And so you've created so many beautiful things. I mean, I'm sure like we all have growing up and in our closets just full of color. What is it like? Do you have a hula background?
Yes.
Okay, so I love this. So we're seeing that hula really translates from fashion. And so what maybe inspired you for like Owana, for designing?
Movement.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing Pomona say that, you know, you start designing from an early age. But it's what you're trying to do is you're trying to fix what doesn't feel right on your body while you're wearing it. And you're always just like, oh, if this was only just a little shorter here, or, you know, you're like, oh, I can take it in and I can make it look better.
Yeah.
But
and
that's part of who you are.
Yeah, and you know, we're seeing right now some of the Manu movement as we have it. And this is actually, these are walk-ons that you have made for the actual Merrie Monarch Hula competition. And just working with people like, gosh, is that May Lobenstein? Wow. And just designing these. Now, tell me about this trend that happened in the islands with the applique over the different fabrics.
So it starts out with designing your quilt pattern. And so we designed a quilt pattern for each one of our kids. In that picture, there was the He'i that was for my oldest son, the Lawa'e for number 2, and then the Avapuhi for number 3.
Wow, and that was your inspo?
Yep, that was the inspiration. And we just kept rolling it. And so every time we just had something monumental that we really wanted to remember and celebrate and honor, we would design a quilt pattern.
That's so beautiful. You also went from doing that with blankets and then into fashion, so many different styles, and then dressing some very big local celebrities. You have a great relationship with the Casimeros that we have photos of that you just really were all over, from midweek covers to playing. I mean, just was it a great time there in the 80s?
Idols.
Yeah.
All idols. Like, just somebody we adored and just really just wanted to clothe. Like, look at these girls. They're so, when they were so young.
It's so great. And just to be a part of, you know, people look back at these photo albums and they see, like we're seeing with Pomana and you, all this in the collections that you guys have had over the years. You support a lot of young Native Hawaiian artists now. You've set up, I believe, a fund for some designers, correct? At the HCC. Scholarships.
Yeah, scholarships for HCC.
It must be important to you to see more women step forward in this.
Yeah, we have a humongous ocean. I mean, competition is good competition always. The sea is so huge and we can all be swimming in it at the same time.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's so much talent out there now and we just need to appreciate and recognize it. And the same way I was appreciated when I started, from Nakeu, Alan Akina, Mana, who else?
All of it, yeah.
Like she mentioned Babakea. Those are all just the influences that just...
Yeah, what a great time in Hawaii fashion. Okay, will you stick around for another vlog?
Yes.
Please, we'll talk more hula. All right, one Tita Hula Band, take us to break, Kapua. I love this.
Make you smile. Go holla down in Waikiki. Manueli for me.
CutterChevy.com for the latest deals and available inventory for your next Chevy. Cutter Chevrolet. Are you ready to Chevy?
Hi there.
Aloha.
What can I get you?
Can I please get a matcha latte and 2 banana breads?
Of course.
Mahalo.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Hi.
We'll take 2 banana bread and 1 matcha latte. Mahalo.
Thank you. Good morning.
Aloha. Mahalo.
Aloha. Aloha. 2 banana bread and 1 matcha.
Hi.
Mahalo.
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 Olelo Hawaii.
Aloha. How can I help you?
A lot of times, the clients that we see have had their lives completely turned upside down. More than just trying to get them money, we try to help them rebuild, whether it's, you know, getting the help they need around the house or getting vehicles to get them around. That's our mission, is to help them get back to where they should be and live a long and healthy life.
We hope you never need us, but if you do, we'll be here for you.
We got the tahune. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, sister. Welcome back to Talk Story. Hula is like fashion in the hula. I'm having such a great time. We've had Pomana Crab sitting here now with the one and only Zanine Lund. It is so fun to have you. I want to talk about some of your fashions, back it on a bit to some of the styles, because you had talked earlier about everything was a mu'u, and I want to show everyone at home right now some of those young, fresh designs that you really started to bring onto the scene, you know, back in, as you evolved, right? So started around 83, you said, and then looking now, and you really took your fabrics and your prints, and you can talk about just designing these in particular.
Yeah, so I'm not a one-man show.
Yeah.
My husband and my son are graphic designers. My middle son runs the website. My daughter-in-law is our social media.
We love her.
And my oldest son is a comptroller.
Yeah.
So there's no way I could ever do this all by myself. And in the beginning, I was just nutsos. And you see all these pictures, Brianna. Well, if you were a Lund kid or you were a Lund cousin or a nephew or niece, you were also a model.
Right.
So if you look at all the commercial shoots, it's just like, oh, what you doing tomorrow? Oh, good, we're going to shoot a commercial.
You have some of those actually, because you did, with the song that Kopua sang, and then just like having the family, and then a lot of, what's also that a lot of you did was the matching, the outfits for families as well, right?
Which I don't like matching.
Right, okay.
I never wore matching.
Oh, to be clear.
But, yeah, to be very clear.
Very clear. She doesn't.
That's why we we have so many color schemes.
Oh, okay.
So that everybody can wear the same print, but if you don't like that color, you don't have to match.
There you go.
can wear your own color scheme and you're individual, because who wants to dress so similar?
Right, I got you.
I love the individuals.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about being a Manu girl and I mean, you have had so many beautiful women come through, but I mean, it's a movement. If you ask me of what you've had, what's it like to just see, even now, like if you go on like Etsy or Shopify or all these things with you know, just to see your fashion.
It's crazy.
Isn't it?
It is crazy.
People are looking, these are sought after pieces from all over the world, and it's got to be an interesting feeling.
Yeah, it's so every print, it shares, like I said, it shares that celebration of whatever we're living at the moment. And then all of these models that modeled and were here, they all become family. And so literally the most important thing ever, hands down, is our family.
Yeah, that's
like
very
that's
true.
who, you know, it just, they pull you up, they pick you up, they help you get stronger if they're not.
And I want to echo that even for here. Yeah. I mean, just on Talk Story of just having family and friends help. And then I'm sure all the pop-ups and the craft fairs. So again, shout out to your family for being so supportive. What's next in this chapter of life for you? What are you going to keep designing? What would you like to do?
So clothing to me is comfortable. I need it to be comfortable. And like when I grade patterns, I'm always grading for the local body. So I don't follow standard industry standards, you know, just to make a dress. It's so interesting that I would fit a size 16 if I was to wear a pattern like that you bought. So literally, I enjoy making things, I enjoy designing garments that flatter people,
right?
Especially our bodies.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
and
we do have a different build.
We do, and you take, I mean, some of these cuts as well that we have here, and I love that all of the designers and Kumu have brought, but I mean, you take things from the past, but then put it off the shoulder, or there's a ruffle or something to accent, right? We can talk about this one right now.
This is, I did a collaboration with Nakeuawai, and he was my mentor.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes he knew it, sometimes he didn't, but I always just listened to whatever words he had to say. And the first time, I must have been about 10, 12 years old, and he did a walk-through fashion show through Mission House Museum at a craft fair.
Oh.
And it never dawned on me that a brown girl could do fashion. And then when I saw his fashion show, I was like, oh, I can do that. And I don't have to look different than what I do look like, and I don't have to look like them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to become something else. I could still be myself, design what's relevant to us, what's culturally relevant, and something that makes your heart sing.
Yeah.
You know, you wanna, yeah.
And I love that, a brown girl who can do fashion, as we were saying, there's so many, I love that so much. We follow a lot of fashion here on Talk Story, and just to see the elevation and just the bright. So let's talk, you know, I asked Auntie Pumana this, but just for the future of what you hope as this legacy is left. Do you have granddaughters?
I have one.
One, okay, so are we hoping that the granddaughter...
Oh my gosh, yes. Or grandsons,
Yeah,
doesn't matter, yeah. I have some very talented grandsons.
Yeah.
They are great artists.
And are you hoping this family legacy continues?
Yes, of course. I hope it's already. It's already, and my kids don't even realize how easily it's just come to them. Just because they live the life, they've been raised in it, and it's just their normal ano.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank you. You know I love you, and I'm so grateful for all the things that you do in our community, Salavidas. Are you ready for some hula tonight? Yes. All right. One Tita Hula Band. Take us out to break. Thank you for being here.
Aloha, Hawaii Dental Service.
Sure. Let me walk you through your coverage.
Yes, we can make that change.
Good morning. How can I help you today?
Wen, mabaling ko nga'y Palawan, iti Ilocano.
Thank you. Have a great day.
A smile doesn't have to be seen to be felt.
Mahalo for calling.
delivering smiles every day. We're HDS.
Our regulars love ASB's Buy Local Hawaii program.
Local people love saving money. Who doesn't? It's a win-win. It's nice that the small businesses are supported as well as the customers. They get the savings right at checkout.
Get out and support Buy Local Hawaii merchants by using any ASB Visa debit card to get exclusive discounts. ASB has saved locals more than $1.5 million and counting. Buy Local Hawaii by American Savings Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome now as we continue in the Wahine Kahiko from Pu'uloa, Oahu, Na Kumuhula, Olana, and Howard Ai, and Hala Hula Olana.
So powerful. My next guest is incredibly creative with her hula, her fashion. I mean, when it comes to hula, hair, flowers, you name it. She and her husband, Howard Ai, in my humble opinion, have created some of the most iconic looks in hula competition history. It is wonderful to welcome now Kumu Hula of Halau Hula Olana, the always lovely Olana Ai.
Thank you. Thank you for those sweet words. Thank you.
I'm so fangirling right now. This is a dream girl come true, a dream show come true. Thank you for being here. What is it like to see all of the mele and hula and all of that come together with the costumes?
Well, it's twirling around and my eyes are beginning to drip because they mean so much to me. And actually, all of these things that adorn the dancers only remind me what it feels like to touch and teach them and to watch them grow. And so I'm missing them.
You can't make me cry this early in the show. Thank you. And the beautiful costumes that you brought here, let's begin with what's in your hand.
Okay. Yeah. So it all began, I think, with Keiki Hula.
Yes.
And, you know, Howard is just a straight line guy. He likes good colors. You'll see that in our designs. But he had to succumb to me when we entered Keiki Hula, and I love the ruffles. I love my mother's told me always about this hip hugger costume that she had when she was a child and when she danced. And so that was the first one. But this is a
So this is a Keiki. Oh my goodness, look at this, everyone. Wow. So this was Keiki Hula, and what was that one?
Yes, and this is Keiki Hula too. This is the hip hugger style that my mother loves so much. And it's so good for dancing hula.
Yeah.
It reminds the girls, hey, it's like having your hands on your hips all the time.
Oh, there you go.
It reminds the girls that that's where the rhythm is. The rhythm is in that
these are
movement.
so beautiful. And just to show everyone that's the hip hugger one at home, my goodness, thank you. I'm going to pass these over as we talk story.
Thank you.
You know, okay, how does the inspiration come for all of these? I mean, we're looking at some incredible pieces of work. And I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Mele comes first, I could imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
For picking for competition.
Yeah. Mele.
Walk me through the process.
Yeah. It's the inspiration. That's the one you choose because not the tune, yes, the music is so wonderful and important, the beat, of course, but the story that you want to tell. you know, and the place that you want to be in time. And so this was the first time we went to Merrie Monarch. This was the costume that we had. So you can tell it's Victorian, just like Keiki Hula, you know, followed the path of Lili'uokalani. We wanted to please her all the time. And so we're still, we're in that stage and age of following that kind of tradition of Hawaii.
Right, and we talked about that too, being transported, you know, the one a night of Merrie Monarch, Kupo, you know, you really, the emotions and the feeling, the expressions of language through mele, and seeing these, it just, when you have that moment on stage, it's something magical, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. And of course the kahiko too. You know, that's
and as we opened with
that's the soul of it. That's the one that qualifies you.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, you get qualified first, and then you can awana.
That's so wonderful. Okay, so let's look through some videos, and I have something fun for you. We're going to kind of talk about some of those looks right now, and what we see coming up on the screen. Tell me about this, and we have a little video of it a little bit later, but tell me about these looks.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. The water. Oh, okay, here. That was the first year we went, and this was just, you know, the satin, holomu. And then here, and there.
I'm so sorry. They're going to be.
Okay.
We had so much to show, and we'll go on actually to some of the next fashions because there are just so many. And I truly mean what I say when I look forward to seeing your halal come out. When they, you know, when they would come out growing up, I would see, and I'd just be like, what are they wearing? And it's just so beautiful and intentional. And you guys love layers.
Yes, that's Howard. Howard never spares the work. He just hands it out.
Really? So does it start with a drawing, or how does it begin?
Yes, he always started with a drawing, but in the early days what we did was we'd go to the fabric shop and look for patterns that we could borrow the pieces from to do his design, and we made packets for our parents who sewed the costumes at the beginning.
Yeah, they had to, right? It was like, you have to, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Mr. Tupek came into our life, and he's not here anymore. He's in heaven.
He's in heaven.
Sewing probably for the angels.
What a nice job.
Good, he loves it. And so he did the sewing and made it look so beautiful.
It is a beautiful.
But that's Howard, is the man that created all of these
And you
styles.
have a creative and talented family as well. We will get to all the things and more. My Hula Tita, can you play us to break? Thank you for being here, really.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, you might know this, Mele.
Aloha kai vai aloha hi ilua ana mali e o ke one kaulana o ke oala me kai ka pu.
Ford.com for the latest deals and available inventory for your next Ford. Cutter Ford, where you make the deal.
Arcadia take care of the residents well and also the employees.
I feel great because I'm able to share my knowledge.
I enjoy working here because of the residents. They're welcoming, they make me feel at home.
My bosses are great, they work with you. I mean, I really like working here.
I started working for 15 Crayside as a housekeeping staff, and now I am a CNA. That feeling that you can make a big difference in someone's life, for me, it's the most meaningful work I've ever done in my whole life.
E mo'i ko lana o David la mea kalakaua no Hawaii nei. Nui na mea koi ana I hana ai no ka pona o ka la hui Hawaii. Iki ia oia na kona make I ka haoli o ka poe a he Shriner pū. Na ka haukapila Shriner no na keiki I malama mai ia'u e like loa me ka malama ana a kalakaua I kona la hui. Oia ho'i ma ke ano he ohana I malama ia ai mākou na keiki aloha o Hawaii.
Thank you, Tita. Welcome back to Hula's Life Fashion in the Hula. Here now with Kumu Hula, Olana ai. So many things. So we are going to walk through because we've seen some photos of that beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But I want to show people the way that it moves on stages like Merrie Monarch, if that's okay. And everyone, we'll get to the videos, but like let's talk too about soloists, right? The soloists that you get to dress. What is it like dressing for a soloist versus for the actual halo?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, one in the group, one costume represents everybody, and you know, so everything is going to be in its place. For a soloist, you're not looking at that. You're looking at the inner self being transmitted through her dance, but the costume is going to show what her body is doing. And so she has to be comfortable with the costume, comfortable with the costume and have it in her possession, you know, before she gets to go on stage. And
it's important. And for them to have that confidence, you know, earlier this week with Hula's Life, we spoke to a few Miss Aloha Hula, and to go out on that stage and your lole, your costume is a part of that, and how you represent your halau, your kumu hula, your ohana. So beautiful. All right, now we get to go to my favorite part of seeing the beautiful sways and your design. So let's talk again once about, look at this. Now this cut that you guys are doing, that we see on the dress too, is this something you've experimented with just to watch with hula?
Well, I think that the hips are most important, and to get away from the hips, from the waist and down to the sides where our muscles move.
Oh, like something like these. I love this. Is one of my other favorite looks too.
Yes, where our muscles move when we're dancing the hula. We've done costumes that go over it, drape over it. But then you cannot see the inner feelings. You cannot.
So about that. This one right here that we're seeing, one of my favorite combinations, but the white with the underlining of the orange under it, and when they just swayed. What was the inspiration behind this one?
Oh, you know, it's just taking the tradition and then adding something like that kikepa. You know, it's
what is
actually that it is what the kumuhula wear. It's a sign of authority and their placement in the hula community or the community at large. And so we wanted to give that a little dignity, you know, because otherwise it's a dress that any, you know, teenager could wear to prom.
And it's important.
But the kikepa is the one that said, I'm Hawaiian.
That's, oh, I love that so much. Thank you for explaining. We have a beautiful audience who's tuning in, and they're just getting all this ike about hula they're about to see at Merrie Monarch. I would love to talk to you about the flowers and your hair, because if I remember correctly, you were very innovative when it was keiki hula, Merrie Monarch with adding braids and floral arrangements. Where did some of that inspo come from?
Oh, you know, everything is what you need to do. And the best student that I had in that baby class, first time keiki hula class, had short curly hair, you know? And so I thought, oh, what am I going to do? The other girls had long hair, and a lot of them were thick already. So I said, okay, can't wear it down because then she's gonna really, really stick out. So I put the hair back into a bun and put, oh, I think it was here. Yes, first I put it in the back, and then the reason why I moved it is because if I put it to the side, then her little locks, the longest part.
This really is the amount of attention to detail Kumuhula put into costuming, into adornments, but it ended up being an iconic moment. And it's like something that I remember from back in the day.
Yes, and so that's where it went to the side, because Terry needed that little one braid to be longer. So.
Love it. You know, I never told you this, but when I was in high school, I would sew my own clothes, and one time I ran into you and Mr. Ai at Fabric Mart Pro City, and I just fangirled, and I'm gonna cry just because I really am such a big fan of your halal and your family, and I'm so grateful for all that you've added to Hula. So thank you. Sorry.
I add that I'm grateful for you and what you do for us and for all our little baby girls when they see you.
There we go. Hula.
And hear you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Ai, for being here as well and for finding these epic costumes. All right, Tita, play us to break. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really mean it. I'm lucky to be here.
I'm real big on being out there and being in the community because that's how we solve most of our problems. These kids that are coming up.
Almost every part of this job, you can have a chance to mentor somebody or just set the next goal.
Handing off that torch means that Kauai will be safe and hopefully better than we left it.
You really have to love the people that you serve.
Every day, there's that opportunity. It's a very rewarding job as a whole.
There are places on this planet where the sunset truly outdoes itself. Where music is as constant as the urge to be barefoot. Where you're welcomed with love, respect, and a soundtrack. Outrigger Resorts and Hotels. Come be here.
The newly renovated Ala Moana Hotel by Mantra.
This is where I stay when I come in from Hawaii Island. And this is where I start and end my day.
Our inviting rooms wrap you in comfort with fresh modern design, cozy textures, and peaceful views. Eat, shop, and stay. Book your getaway today. Ala Moana Hotel by Mantra.
This is our hotel.
To all of my epically talented guests for this Hula is Life Fashion in the Hula. Puamana Crabs and Ilan of Manuheli'i Olana Ai, and this one right here, Kopua Kulua. Tita, I am just so impressed by you always. I saw you in Maui a few months ago, you remember that?
Yes.
And you're just singing. So let's tell everybody at home, let's talk about you. Of course, in true musician fashion. I love it.
Aloha, Tita.
Hi, so tell everybody where you're from, what you play bass for Uhe Uhene, and just your background, your ohana.
Aloha nui. My name is Heather Kristen Kapuokamakahala Kalua. I am born and raised on this island of Oahu. I lived all over this island. I'm a little bit of a gypsy musician.
Okay.
But my ohana now resides in Waima Nalo Homestead. And my ohana also comes from Hawaii Kai as well, Mauna Lua. So,
lovely.
Yes.
Let's talk about you are traveling. We see you all over, you know, playing at the gigs all over. Let's talk about just your music background.
Yes. Well, I'm a little bit of a late bloomer. I was born into a musical family of musicians and dancers, hula dancers. My mom and her sister, my grandma, Papa, and my dad are musicians. And so I was born and raised in this industry. However, I wanted to be Britney Spears. It did not work. It did not work for me, obviously.
And it's okay, girl. You are you, and you are doing maikai.
Yeah, I've eventually come into my kuleana as a legacy, and so now I had a uniki hula.
What?
Under Kumu Hula Master Kimo Alama Keolana. I had uniki from him in 2011 and 2012, and Hula Olapa and Hula Pahu. And I have been blessed to sing all over the world, including at Merrie Monarch.
Yes.
So,
okay. Jaw on floor. I did not know that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that is why you're such a beautiful hula musician, because you understand the pilina between mele and hula and all of that.
And just like everyone who said prior, you gotta watch the feet, you gotta watch the hips, you gotta watch the hands. Because although the musician is setting the tempo, you gotta compliment the dancer. So it's important that we keep our eyes on the hands, or it tells the story.
Oh gosh, you guys, this is just making my heart smile. Let's talk about taking that 2 stages like Merrie Monarch. You've performed for multiple kumu hula throughout the years, and just, you know, you got to know a lot of songs, and like you said, just about the timing and all of that is important.
Yeah, so a couple of those pictures was my first Merrie Monarch competing for Hula Halau Kamuala in 2016, and then the last one with Halau na Mama Upua na Hulu was last year. So I was very blessed, and a part of the house band as well. It's a very festive and busy time for us.
Well, right now we're actually moments away from going to the Ida Kanakaole Stadium in Hilo. Tell everyone, or explain to home, just the nerves, because as a dancer, as a homana, right? But for the musicians, what do you go into when you have to meet with the halau and the dancers when you hit that historic stage in Hilo?
You know, it's you have to be pono. You have to be pono, not only as a dancer, because, you know, the kumu and the dancers, the hamana, put a lot of time and energy. And I even have to say the makua, the ohana, that's the support system, that's the kahua of the halau. But us musicians, they call us magicians.
Yep.
Because we come in and we add the flavor, as I call it, to the choreography. And we work together to put on a performance that carry on our culture, and the world sees and watches hula. You know, it's our Super Bowl of hula. And so I try to carry my kupuna with me and try my best to portray what the kumu have in mind and compliment the dancer to make them ono. The music, make the music ono so they want to dance.
Yeah.
You know, my kumu, he always said, there's the motion of the dance, but you want to put the emotion in the motion of hula. And that's the kuleana of the musician, to make the dancer want to dance.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was impressed with you before you came and sat over here, and now I'm just in a whole nother level of impression. Again, tonight, congratulations on making it there, and it's just a special time. And now, everyone at home, it is the #1 cultural festival in the nation. Is that not incredible?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Right?
Our people are brilliant.
Our people
magnificent.
are
Yes.
Brilliant, creative, and as we all saw tonight, I mean, just fashion, hula, culture, mele, olalo Hawaii is just all so important. So mahalo nui for being here. You're going to play a very special song. To all of you, enjoy the festival. Thank you so much to every single guest who's been on this season of Hula is Life. Continue to elevate one another. Lahui, it truly is a kako thing. Tita, take it away.
Mahalo. My grandma's song talking about limu.
Ooh, here we go.